Hi everyone, my name is Max. I am a production coordinator. I work at the BBC. I work for BBC Africa specifically. What is a production coordinator? We are, I guess, the advisors for the teams that we work in. So in my case, I will be in contact with the editor of the department, the person that runs the team, and helping them kind of decide on the things that they can and can't do. And I help out with the business and the logistics and the administrational side of running a TV program, which is quite interesting in itself. How did I get the job? I started as a runner. So runners, if you may or may not know, are the people that like make the cups of tea, and they're generally super helpful and just running around everywhere, just doing all of the jobs that nobody else wants to do. And I did that for a fair amount of time, until I kind of got my opportunity to move up, which I took. But it's also a great experience as well because you get to try loads of different things. So during the time as a runner, kind of worked bits with lighting and kind of people that will build the sets. So you learn absolutely everything on there. But I decided to kind of go into the administrational side of things. It's just kind of the things that I'm best at, really. So what's a typical day as a production coordinator? It'll always start with a meeting with the editorial teams, which is great because you get to learn from people that are kind of really knowledgeable in their fields. And as a massive sports fan, I'm really lucky to work in a sports department, so I'm constantly kind of slightly ahead of the curve in knowing what's going on in kind of like global sports. But I will generally kind of keep an ear to the ground on what the teams are going to be doing over the next few days and weeks, and my job will then to be able to kind of put those things into place. So if they need to travel to another country, I'll arrange for their flights, for their hotels, their visas, make sure that they've got money, to make sure that they're safe. Also look at the legal side of things. If they need other kind of freelancers or camera people or other crew, I'll go and negotiate with them for good rates and kind of book them in as well, and just generally kind of make sure everyone is safe and looked after. You also have like a really important role in the financial side of the department. So it's making sure that people aren't spending too much, and if there is a big project kind of coming up, it's being able to advise the boss and the bosses on exactly what they can and can't do and what the implications of any decision that they make are, which I'd say is quite good. It's a really good role that's transferable to loads of other things. You can go on to be a producer, which is what I'd like to go and do. You could also go and run your own business. You could be a project manager. There's loads of things that you can kind of do and go further on from after being a production coordinator. What's a memorable moment for my job? I would say it's actually working as a runner. So I remember working on the Strictly Christmas special. I don't know if any of you watch Strictly Come Dancing, but maybe your parents or grandparents do. But it was amazing to see how a really professional production was put together live, and seeing like 4 or 5 cameras just dotted around everywhere. You've got dozens and dozens of crew, lights everywhere, and just watching how it is all put together and then seeing how that transfers to what we watch on screen was a really fascinating experience. And it's actually really cool when you kind of get to see how hard everyone works and what that turns into. So I'd say that was really cool, and seeing the live dancers as well, and they were amazing. They all looked kind of like amazing in their great dresses and their suits. It was pretty cool. What is the worst part of my job? I would say the worst part of my job is actually chasing people for information and for money if they need to pay us. That can be pretty boring. But other than that, there aren't really that many kind of like bad parts of the job, to be honest. If it's something you're interested in, you kind of just enjoy it. I would also say like a really good aspect of the job as well is the amount of training that I've kind of got over the course of the few years that I've been doing this. So I kind of came in, started as a runner and knew absolutely nothing. But after 2 years of working at the BBC, I know how to film, I know how to shoot with a variety of cameras. I now know how to edit on a variety of kind of different pieces of software. I know a lot more about the financial side of film and TV. I know a lot more about the legal side of TV. I know a lot more about the recruitment side of TV as well, and all of those things kind of combine together and make you quite a not just they're good transferable skills to take over to loads of different things that you may want to do. So you could start off as a runner, move into being a production coordinator, and go on and produce your own film, or you can go off and shoot your own film, or you could go off and edit your own film. There's loads of things you could do, but the key is that you know how it all fits into the business timeline of what a production is, from idea to end result. Advice. What advice would I give? Got to be prepared to work hard. There are some really long days, especially when you're starting. When things kind of go wrong, as they always do in TV, there is a phrase, is that nothing's ever perfect. That something will always go wrong, and inevitably it always does. So sometimes it can be a little bit stressful, but to be honest, that just adds to the excitement. I love what I do. So you've got to be prepared to work hard and put in the hours and the hard work. I'd say be quite proactive, ask lots of questions. No one can ever be too helpful, to be honest, in this industry. And if there's one takeaway, I would say that everyone has been really, really kind and generous with their time. Sometimes it can, as an industry, it can get a bit of a bad rep, but I've not really had any bad experiences. So I'd say, yeah, just work hard and just be super proactive, and you'll fly.